Hello guys, how are you doing today? Today has been an awesome day. How are you doing? I pray that you had a beautiful, awesome day, a peaceful day, an amazing day. We are getting ready to do a what? We are getting ready to do a what? We're getting ready to do a read, guys. So I'm going to be right back, and then we can go ahead and get started. Alright guys, how you guys doing today? We are going to be reading the Bible Made Easy, Women of the Bible, the Smart Guide to the Bible series. I am coming at you today with another one. So we're going to be doing, last time we did chapter 17, we're going to be in chapter 16, Women in Ministry. And I'm going to read the very beginning of the why learn about women of the Bible. So I'm going to read this on each of the reads for chapter 16. And it says, the women of the Bible can show us how to live, what choices to make, and why. These women face sticky problems and difficult situations just like we experience. No matter where we are in our lives, we can gain encouragement and wisdom from these women. They struggled through every sort of difficulty, yet most endured and built their faith. Eve, for example, lived thousands of years ago, but we too have been tugged by temptation just like she was. Sarah lived 3,000 years ago, yet as we read about her struggle to trust God, we can see our own struggles of faith. God has a purpose for each woman in the Bible, from Priscilla in her ministry to Mary in her motherhood of Jesus. God also has a purpose for each of us by studying the lives of women of the Bible. We can know God, bring Him into every area of our lives, build our faith and character, and be led to His purpose. But about the women who were not faithful to God, can we learn anything from them? Sure we can. In fact, if we failed to look at why certain women rebelled against God and only paid attention to those who are held up as good role models, we would be missing out on as much of half of the wisdom the Bible has to offer. There are blessings for faithfulness and there are consequences for disobedience. Both principles are important. So we're going to be reading again chapter 16, and it's going to be Women in Ministry, and it says, let's get started. Ever hear someone say women are not valid in Christianity? Begin by pointing this person to the women of the early Christian church. Many of these women started by serving Jesus, and after His resurrection, they continued to work to establish the new church. After Jesus' time on earth, other women joined them, building the early church. In this chapter, we honor all these women of the early church as ministers of the gospel, not in academic way, but a recognition that they gave sacrificially of themselves. They raised godly children, shared their wealth, and worked to build their church. The work of these women provide us with examples of ways to honor Jesus in practical and daily service. So what we're going to be reading on today, it says, don't stop her yet. And her name is Dorcas, if I'm saying that right, Dorcas, Dorcas, but they also called her Tabitha. And so we can read that in Acts chapter 9, verse 36 through 42. Dorcas, and I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, guys. I will put the name and how to say it in the description. Dorcas was also known as Tabitha. Not only worked for the early church, but performed many charitable acts. Well loved, her death was a blow to many people. Because she was so loved, the disciples in their faith called Peter to restore her to life. After reviewing what a wonderful person she was, Peter raised her from the dead. We don't know, but we assume that after being restored to life, Tabitha continued her wonderful, selfless service to others. By giving of ourselves to others as God leads us, we will feel less of a desire to focus on ourselves and our problems. Selflessness benefits us in that it helps us forget ourselves and find joy. And then there's like a what others say, like a saying. It says to be always abounding in the work of the Lord, no matter how humble the task, is good for spiritual and physical health. Tabitha, contemplating the needs of others, minimized her own. All right, guys. I hope that you liked that read today. And although it was very short, I feel that the message was powerful. Okay, so in studying this today, I learned so much for myself, and I wanted to share it, of course. So in Acts chapter 9, verse 36 through 42 is talking about a woman who basically was selfless, who put her needs last. And I feel that we can learn a lot from that, absolutely. And I'm sure that we too have experienced someone in our life that does that, and or you do that. So what we can learn from Tabitha is that the importance on having the character of God through Jesus. Let your actions match God's character in such a way it brings others to want to know who He is, having an understanding through you. Let God's love and the way God's love shines through you, helping others to yearn the relationship with God. Acting in selflessness can grow you, prompting change for others. And that is what I wrote down from what I studied, and it was just so amazing, and I wanted to share that with you. And I'm going to put the description or the definition of selflessness in the description as well. But I wrote, acting in selflessness can grow you, prompting change for others. That is just so powerful. So I pray that you like this read today, and I pray that you got something from it. It definitely helped me today in my study, and I learned something new about the Bible, and so I'm very excited about it, of course. So I just wanted to share that with you. I pray that you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm always going to say this at the end of my reads. I want you to know that you matter. And I always explain in some of them why I continue to keep saying that is because in my life, in one point in my life, I felt that I did not matter. I did not believe that my existence in this world mattered. And so I tried to always, in my life, I always tried to commit suicide, and I am still here today. So I again pray that these reads are helping you, and I want you to continue to keep picking up your cross and moving forward and remembering that you matter. God has a call on your life. God will work things out for you. He will work through you. He will clean you up. He will clean whatever mess up. He will make it happen, but you have to let God be the driver as well. So stay blessed until our next read. Bye, guys.